Hi Stitchy friends, it's Kara, the Granite State Stitcher, here on YouTube and on Instagram. And this is my channel mainly about cross stitch, but I do throw in other crafty endeavors from time to time. So if you are new and just happen to stumble across me, thank you so much for stopping, and please pull up a chair, relax. If you like this video, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for tuning into another video and welcoming me into your home. I appreciate you. So today is Sunday, August 11th, and boy, August is just flying by, isn't it? As you can see, I'm back in New Hampshire, back in the kitchen. My 2-week trip to Nebraska was wonderful. I always enjoy going out and visiting my daughter and her family, and of course my granddaughter Allie. And but now back to the grind. The trip back to New Hampshire was pretty uneventful. I was able to prop my phone up on the dashboard and catch up on a lot of Flosstube videos that I was way behind on watching. So thank you so much for keeping me company on my 22-hour drive back to New Hampshire. So I did have a very pleasant surprise when I returned home. If you have been with me for a while, you know that this spring in April, New England had a very late snowstorm, and it was heavy, heavy snow. And my deck collapsed. I was sitting here working, and I look out, I heard a big crack, and I could just see my deck starting to tilt and pull away from the house. Um, so my poor dogs happened to be outside at the time, and one of them was able to jump back from the deck, through the slider. The other two were able to climb back up on the top of the deck and go back down the stairs into the backyard. But my little Pomeranian, she was stuck on the incline, and she was trying to claw her way up to the top of the deck, and I had to run downstairs to the basement and out through the driveway door to be ready to catch her. I thought for sure she was going to slide right off. But she was able to make her way back up to the top, but she was petrified, needless to say, and I had to get some doggy treats to lure her down into the backyard, which finally, eventually she did come down. But I came home to a brand spanking new deck. It is beautiful. It is almost twice the size of my other deck. And I'll insert the before and after pictures here. And you can see my deck, it was sloping bad. I had to have friends come over and grab the deck furniture and the grill off the deck before they just slid off. And those were able to be saved. So those are back on the deck. But I am so grateful. I am so grateful. It's a beautiful deck. So that's what I came back to. Now, in our last video, the video that Allie and I did in Nebraska, we had talked about it was our 1-year Flosstube anniversary. And I had neglected to bring what we would be using for, I called it subscriber appreciation. I have used the term giveaway in prior videos, but I think subscriber appreciation is more adequate because I do appreciate you. So I will be showing you those at the end of this video. So let's get started. I wanted to start out with, I have not done shout outs during my last couple of videos. So I wanted to start out with a couple of shout outs. The first one is to the Hathaway Stitchers. I know that many of you are already watching them. I had started watching them when they first came out, and I don't know, I must have got distracted and never went back. And I was looking through my subscriptions this week, and it's like, oh my gosh, I never finished watching them. They have about 8 or 9 videos out now. So I did binge watch all their videos. And they are two sisters, Erin and Amity, and they are a riot. They, I'll tell you something, that you can tell that they have a very close relationship. They crack each other up, and then that just gets you going. I can't tell you how many of their videos I sat here with tears streaming down my face because I was laughing so hard. So definitely give them a look see. Amity does have an Etsy shop. She um, makes her own patterns. And it's funny because this past spring, I had actually gone to her Etsy shop. She's Boomerang Stitcher. And I had gone to her Etsy shop because I had seen a pattern on my friend Sarah's Flosstube, the Northwood Stitcher. And she had shown a pattern of a shark dreaming of a um, great white Christmas. And it was so hilarious. I'll post that up here. So, and I thought that's going to be great for Allie if I can get that stitched up for Christmas. But it's nice to put, a face with the name, realizing now that Amity is part of Hathaway Stitchers and that this was her Etsy shop. So I loved that. The second one is Prairie Home Stitcher. Now, this is Emily, and she did have a prior floss tube about 4 years ago called Doodle and String. And she was up in Edmonton, Alberta at the time. And 3.5 years ago, she moved down here to the States with her husband. I believe she had a little boy. So she's had a lot of stuff happen going on, with life stuff like we all do. So she has now just come back to doing Flosstube and has changed the name to Prairie Home Stitcher. And so when I came across her video, I reached out to her. Just a little backstory here. When I went out to Nebraska in the middle of July, Caitlin, my daughter, had gone to pick up Allie. Allie had spent 2 months this summer. Allie got out of school in May. They get out really early. Allie had gone to spend 2 months with her father in New Mexico. That's where he's stationed. So it's quite a long drive. So Caitlin and Franco had agreed to meet up in Kansas City. Caitlin was going to meet him partway to pick Allie up. So she had driven down to Kansas, gotten Allie. I was at her house. I had arrived at her house that Sunday. She had left Sunday morning. I got there around noon. I was going to set Allie's shark quilt up on her bed so she would see it, when she got home. That was going to be her surprise because Caitlin had redone her whole room while she was gone in Pokemon theme, and then she was going to get her shark quilt. So I get there, let the dogs out, and I'm sitting down on the couch. Actually, I just started unpacking the car, and I get a call from my daughter. She was on her way home. She had picked up Allie. They were on their way back, and she had hit a turkey vulture, and it had smashed her windshield. So I had to drive from Nebraska down to Kansas. It was probably almost a 3-hour drive where she was. Pick them up, and then she had to have her car towed from where the highway was in Kansas. And the guy that towed her car was so nice. He towed her car all the way to Lincoln. And then we just went to Lincoln the next day to pick it up. And where she was stranded on the side of the road because she couldn't drive, a gentleman and his wife had been driving home from church, and evidently it was his bean farm that she was stopped beside. And he and his wife stopped to make sure that Caitlin and Allie were all right. And then they went home and they got lemonade and sandwiches and brought them back, for them to have lunch. And then his wife returned back to their farmhouse, and he kind of stayed with Caitlin to make sure that she was going to be okay while she was waiting for me. And his son is in the Air Force too, so they had a lot to talk about. But I thought that was so kind. So very grateful to Chester, that was the name of the gentleman who stopped and stayed with her, and also the um, tow truck driver who towed her vehicle all the way to Lincoln, Nebraska. So kudos out to them. But anyway, I had shared this story with Emily as we got conversing, and she told me the same thing happened to her husband, that when they moved to Kansas, that a turkey vulture hit his windshield too. And another friend of mine told me the same thing happened to them. So I guess these birds, obviously, they hang out a lot in the road, roadkill. They're vultures. And when a car is coming and they realize that they got to get out of the road, they're so large that they can't fly very fast. And it's kind of like takeoff in slow motion. And then the car comes along and smash. So, but anyway, just a little side story there. But go check out Emily. She's very nice. And then the third Flosstuber that I came across, and this was a referral from Hathaway Stitches, is Britches Get Stitches. And that's britches, like in the olden day, your grandmother would say, keep your britches on. Britches underscore get underscore stitches. But I'll link that all below. And this is Tasha, and she's also very crafty. She does a lot of sewing and her needlework, and she's a delight. She's very bubbly, effervescent. So definitely go give all three of these people a view. Okay, so starts. I actually have two starts this week, and one I can't share with you. Um, when I was during my trip home from Nebraska, I had on the Karen, the Stitching Owl, and like I said, I was behind on watching my Flosstube videos. So I was catching up on Karen's videos, and she was talking about a Canadian smalls swap exchange that she and the base stitchers, Michelle and Cheryl, were sponsoring. And it was open for Canadian stitchers, and you had to stitch a Canadian designer for your smalls. So I reached out to Karen. Of course, I'm always late to the party. And I reached out to Karen. I'm like, hey, is this exclusive? Like, do you have to live in Canada to be part of this? Because I don't live in Canada, obviously, but my father's family is from Three Rivers in, the Quebec province, which is right over the main border up by Fort Kent, Rivière-Trois. So Karen was gracious enough to allow me to participate in the the small swap. So I can't show you that start because I don't want anybody to see it before my designated person sees it. But so that's start number one. Start number two is Whale Watch by Chessie and me. And here's the pattern. And it is an adorable little pattern. And I figured, oh, this will be a quick stitch, no problem, right? Well, no, there's a lot of stitches in this, believe it or not. It's tiny, but there's a lot of stitches. And this is being done on 36 count cider linen. I don't know who it's by. It was part of the kit, and it's being done on Gloriana silks, which of course are scrumptious. And here's the start that I got. Now, the thing that's really disappointing is that the border you can barely see. I did get the border all around, but I guess if I put it in the light, you can see it, but I'll hold it up closer there. But it blends in really a lot, to the fabric. but I guess that's okay. And then, of course, here's the start to the the grassy knoll. But this was supposed to be one of my mania starts, and then I held it out to start during July because I was going to do a lot of patriotic stitching, and it has that flag in there. But so the border's done, and then the beginning of this grassy knoll here. But that'll be cool, and I love that little whale in there. That's so cute. So that is my start. Okay, so whips. We got my temperature chart, the cottage temperature chart going. And this is from Fat Quarter Shop, 2024 cottage temperature. And I'm stitching all the high temperatures. And this is being stitched on 25 count mushroom Lagana, 2/2. And I was going to bring out a board and I forgot. And here we are with that. So I do have the first 10 days of August in over here. You can see July was a very hot month. All the reds and pinks in there. We did have, while I was away, this one day right here, the yellow got down into the 70s, but otherwise it was 90s and high 80s the whole time I was gone. So I'm very happy that I am keeping right up to date on this. I mean, this is a fun stitch. It's very, very enjoyable. So the next one I want to show you, now this one I had worked on at the beginning of July. And I did not take this with me to Nebraska just because I didn't, I knew I wasn't going to work on it out there because to work on this, you can't be distracted. And this is Peacock Tapestry by Teresa Wensler. And there's the pattern. And I hadn't touched this in a while, so I did want to get some stitching into it. And I'll post the previous and current photos up there. So as you can see, I started getting some of the color in. So I got this green in here, I got the green in around the squares, and then started adding the deep maroon color. So, and I enjoy stitching on this. This is I love this pattern, and I should pull this out more to work on it. Whoops, thread. And this is being stitched on. It's just a 28 count even weave. That's right, because I got this as a kit. It was already kitted up when I got it. So hopefully that'll get some love during August. And then I worked on this while I was out in Nebraska, but then I worked on it some more this week because I'm really trying to get this finished up so that I can get this framed and given to Allie. One more thing off my list, so to speak. And this is the letter A by Nora Corbett. And so I had gotten a lot of the dress, well, not a lot, but some of the dress done when I was out in Nebraska, and here's a before picture and then the picture of where I am now. And I am actually finished with the middle of the dress. So this tealy green right here in the middle, that's all finished. These open spaces are going to be beads. So now I just need to finish this color going down both sides, and then her dress will be finished. And I just love that tealy green. It's called Key Largo. And look at this. It's so nice. It's so nice, the variation in that. But so this is coming along. I am hoping to have this finished by the end of August so that I can frame it, and I'll just take it with me in my suitcase to Montana for the wedding in September. Whoops, more thread. I always have thread hanging around. And I'm sorry if you can hear screaming outside. My neighbor's grandchildren are visiting, and I believe they have like a little kiddie pool out there, and they're just out there having a grand old time. But there is a lot of screaming, and sometimes they get my dogs going. They've been good so far, so hopefully keep your fingers crossed it continues like that. So, and this is my mug for today. I'm a mug collector, among other things. My family loves coffee, so we are coffee connoisseurs and mug collectors. And I love this because how true is this, especially if you were a cat owner? What we say to cats. Well, Fluffy, you've clawed the furniture for the last time. I'll not tolerate that behavior any longer. And then what cats hear? Big blank. And I love the smile on the cat's face, like, yeah, you talking to me? So true. I think my dogs are like that sometimes too. Okay, so that's it for whips. That's it for my stitching for this week. So, oh, I take that back. I did stitch on and a forest screw this week. Okay, I'm back. I completely forgot to put this in my notes. And I got a lot accomplished on this week. Okay. So this is And a Forest Screw by Rosewood Manor. I know you've all seen this before, but just to show you the pattern again. And I'll put up here where I was and where I am now. And I am really pleased at how much I was able to get done. I'm trying to finish, go down and get the first page done. This is being stitched on 36 count antique white Edinburgh. And this was my birthday start for last year. So instead of doing a new birthday start for this year, I figured, you know what, I'm just going to pull this out and I'm going to work on this as much as I can during the month of August. So here we go. So I was able to put this tree trunk in right here, and then I got this, I think these must be acorns. So I got this whole section done, and then I got this section done. So I went right down. So I basically need to fill in this section here, and then there's a little bit more down here, and I will be finished with page 1. So I'm actually excited about that because there is a lot to this pattern, but I absolutely love it. So, wow, I can't believe I almost forgot to show that. So we'll put this back. And now I am finished with my whips. Okay, so for other crafty endeavors, like I mentioned, you saw in one of my previous videos that I had finished the shark quilt that I was doing for Allie. And I will put a picture here of the shark quilt on her bed. And I had brought her sweater with me because I was planning on putting in quite a bit of time on the sweater. But the last 2 days I was there, I ended up making curtains for Allie's room. Like I said, my daughter had redone her whole room while Allie was gone this summer, and she painted it and decorated it in Pokemon theme, and Allie got wall stickers and put those up. So she wanted Pokemon curtains. So we went to Joann's, found Pokemon fabric. I was going to do a muslin back, but Allie wanted pink. So spent 2 days making the curtains, and they are reversible. I'll put a picture here of the curtains. So she feels like having pink. All my daughter has to do is take the curtain rod off, flip it. But the front part, and you can see the Pokemon motifs. Unfortunately, the pink is showing through, but that's okay. She likes it that way. My daughter says that she likes it because it gives the room a pinkish ambiance. So she has her new curtains for her room. So that's what I did for the last 2 days while I was out there. But I had to get back to the sweater because, again, I do want Allie to have that for this fall when the weather starts to get chillier out there in Nebraska. So haul. I did not have haul or do haul in my last video because I did not want to, again, bring it to Nebraska. So I have that to share with you this week. And when I started, I just went on this summer patriotic binge. I don't know, there was like one weekend I just felt like getting new patterns. When am I going to stitch them? I don't know. At this point, I'm a collector of patterns, I guess, just like I'm a collector of coffee mugs. But I did get a lot of patterns. So this first one I absolutely love. I love, love, love this. And it's even better than what I thought it would look like. So it's called the Main Collection. And just let me pull this out and open it up for you so you can see a bigger picture of it. And I just love this. I love, love, love it. It's so cool. Even though I live in New Hampshire, I am from Maine. I was born in Maine. So I'm a Mainer at heart. So here we go. And I mean, look at this. You got the lobster, the moose, the pine cone, the whoopee cushion, Moxie. If you know, you know. If you're a Mainer, you know. Bumblebees, blueberries, chickadee, trout, lighthouse, hello. Then the different beer types of beer, blueberry pie, and I'm not sure what this is, this white berry. Boysenberry maybe? Or yeah, I don't know. They're not choke cherries, but it might be boysenberry or oh, I know, it might be that plant. They're like little white bluebells, except they're white. What are those called? I'll have to remember and put it up here. Yes, I think that's what it is. So anyway, it's gonna fall on the floor. I love this, and I can't wait to start this. Probably won't be anytime soon because, like I said, I have a lot of things I would like to get finished up. But so cute, such an adorable pattern. And I had completely forgotten that I'd ordered this. I saw it on an Etsy shop and it came in the mail. I was like, oh, what's this? Okay, So then I got my red, white, and blue floss. I had put the question out there a couple of videos ago. Did anybody know where I could get the red, white, and blue floss and who made it? And of course, Terry from Cornhusker State Stitches replied out and said, yes, it's Weeks and we have it in our shop. So I headed right on over there and purchased this. And I will link her shop down below too. It's Heartland Quilt Stitch. She has both quilting and cross stitch supplies. Then I got this. This is a Mill Hill Patriotic Quartet. I had not seen this before. You can hear the kids screaming. And look, it comes with the floss. It's a fully kitted, it's fully kitted. The floss, the fabric, the beads. Look at that. Is that fabric or is it the paper? No, it's fabric. But yeah. Oh, I get it. Oh, okay. So it's called Patriotic Quartet because here, see, here are the other three. Here are the other. Oh, I'll have to look those. I'll have to order those. Okay. Now, these are not patriotic or summery, but I was on eBay and someone was selling a whole lot, like not like as in many, but I mean a lot, like as in a whole package of lavender and lace designs. And I was like, yes, please. I scoffed those up. So this is lavender and lace serendipity. Lavender and lace Santa of the Forest. Love that. Lavender and lace Angel of Grace. Love that one. Ice Angel. The Angel of Light. I love that one too. Wouldn't these look beautiful at Christmas? Guardian Angel. Angel of Spring. Now this was the pattern that I had originally gone on to eBay to look for because Erica from Fibers and Floss Canada had started this when she was a teenager and she has never finished it. So she was showing this on her channel and it had yellowed over the years, like up here and on this wing, a little bit down here. And she was debating whether or not just to throw it away or try to wash it, maybe frog out the yellowed sections of the white. She really didn't know what to do with it. And she got a lot of suggestions and she ended up washing it, soaking it in dish detergent, and the yellow came out. And she was showing it on her last channel and her last video, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So I think that she's going to keep it and decide to finish it. Thank goodness. I'm glad, Erica, that worked out for you. And then we have Song of Christmas, which is also very pretty. So those are wonderful finds. Then we have some more. I love this. I love this. This is Lizzie Kate Summer Fab Fob Kit. Now look at this. Okay, it's a scissor fob. I love the little boat, the little seagull, but Look at this. The kit comes with the little tiny scissors. Isn't that cute? Look at those. And the star, which of course goes up right here by the flag. I love this. I love it. It's so adorable. Then we have Lizzie Kate, Life's a Beach. Love that one. Heart and Hand, Seaside Frill. This is so cute. Again, love the seagull. It's almost like a parade and the seagull's leading the parade. Then I had not seen this one. Teresa Koga, Sweet Land. Now I have Sweet Land of Liberty, but this is called Sweet Land. And it's a smaller pattern than Sweet Land of Liberty. Even though it says Sweet Land of Liberty across here, but that's not the name of the pattern. And then, of course, Patriotic Tiny Town. I had not picked this up yet, even though everybody else on the planet has already gotten that. And then, but wait, there's more. Good old Ginger and Spice, Signals and Sails. Love that. All nautical themed. How can it not be summer and not have nautical themed stuff, right? Stony Creek, Beacons by the Shore. Again, lighthouses. I love Stony Creek. There's a couple more on the back. Erin Elizabeth, USA Tier. Praiseworthy Stitches, Memorial Park. Now, I think I had seen this on somebody's channel. Maybe Just Keep Stitching. I think Pam might have this in her collection. Or maybe she has stitched this. Cricket Collection, Down East. I know that Pam has stitched this, and I think I saw somebody else had stitched this too. I have a lot of the Cricket Collection in my collection, but I did not have that one. Erin Elizabeth, Beach House. Brenda Keys, the Sampler Company, and this is called Over the Hills Sampler. Get that without the glare there. Now, you got, it says, King George commands and we obey, and then it shows them, the boats leaving over the hills and far away, gratuitous fortune comes. So it shows them, in colonial America, the Minutemen. So I had not seen this before. Then I got the Prairie Schooler, July. Love that. This is a Renko Originals for the Artful Needleworker. It's American Bald Eagle and the American flag. Full coverage. This one is not going to be started anytime soon. I need to finish Land of the Brave first, which is my other full coverage that I'm currently working on. This is another full coverage, and I love this. It's called Bombs Bursting in Air by Cody County Cross Stitching Crafts. This is full coverage, and it's supposed to be done on on black Ada. Now, the only part of this is that's black is around here. So basically you're stitching all of this, you know, in call for colors. So I think this would look really nice on Murky. That's the fabric that I'm doing for Freedom. You know, and I say it looks like a battle worn look on that fabric. So I think that that would look nice with this pattern. I'll have to experiment with that. And then I got Needle Treasures Historic Lighthouses. Again, you can't have summer without the nautical, the coastline, the lighthouses, especially if you're from Maine. So I need to stop. Okay, so now time for subscriber appreciation. Yay. Okay, so thank you so much to everyone who has watched our videos, subscribed to our channel, and I'm saying this on behalf of both myself and Allie. We appreciate you so much. You know, this is just our little corner of Flosstube world, and I know that there, you know, whatever we are able to contribute to help inspire you, or amuse you or entertain you, you know, while you're doing your cross stitching, you know, we're happy to do it. We're happy to do it, and we're happy to be part of this Flosstube community. We really are. And I've met so many friends. The whole reason that we even started this channel, was to meet other cross stitchers, or at least for me it was. Allie just wanted to start a Flosstube channel. But I have met so many of you, and I couldn't be happier. So I really, really appreciate all of you. So in celebration of our Flosstube anniversary, I felt that since September is right around the corner and we'll be doing Sampler September, that I would be giving away 2 sampler patterns. And I am going to kit these up with all the required floss. I will not put fabric in there because, you know, people like different counts of fabric, different colors of fabric. So I will not include fabric, but I will include the floss. So the first one is called Delft Sampler, and this is by Corey Bettacore. And that's what this looks like. Cute little sampler with all the Delft colored blues. And so if you would like a chance to win the Delft sampler, use the word blue. Okay, leave me a comment below and use the word blue. And then the next one, I know you've all seen this. Everybody started stitching it last year. I started stitching it last year, have not finished it. There is a SAL going on. I know that the New Hampshire Stitcher had a SAL started for this, and Samantha, the Yuga Stitcher, I believe, had a SAL started for this. And it's Summer Quaker by Leela Studio. So if you would like a chance to win this, use the word summer. Okay, so we have Summer Quaker, keyword is summer, and then we have the Delft sampler, keyword is blue. All right, so leave a comment down below. You can leave comments for one or both samplers if you would like to. And you have to be a subscriber and like the video. And please do not use the troll words. You know the drill. Don't use giveaway, don't use prize, free. And you must be 18 so that I can ask you for your address. So, plans. Just keep stitching. I'm going to continue on the cottage temperature chart, the letter A, and a 4 screw. Those are going to be my 3 main stitches for the month of August. Like I said, I didn't want to start a birthday start for my birthday this year, so I will just continue on the one that I started for last year, which is and a 4 screw, and I really need to get that other pattern, the letter A, finished for Allie, so I can get that off my plate. My daughter's wedding is about 4 weeks away. She's getting married on September 9th, which is a Monday, in Glacier National Park, which is in Montana. She lives in Nebraska. She's getting married in Montana, and the reception is going to be in October in Ohio. So I've already done so much traveling this year. I've been to Nebraska 2 or 3 times. I've been to Ohio twice, maybe 3 times. So the adventures don't stop there. So that's basically the plans for the rest of August. I am going to get another video posted, maybe 2, before I leave for the wedding. Next week, I am heading up to Maine to go to Stitchy Saturday at Panera with the Auburn stitching group and stay with my friend Sarah, the Northwood Stitcher, and we're going to go out and about antiquing and thrift store shopping and seeing what treasures we can find. So that'll be fun. And other than that, nothing else planned. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a very nice week coming up, and happy stitching. We'll see you next time. Bye.